If you're African American, there's about 1 in 2 chance you grow up without a father in your house. If you're Latino, you have about 1 in 4 chance. As a black student, you are far less likely than a white student to be able to read proficiently by the time you are in 4th grade. By the time you reach high school, you're far more likely to have been suspended or expelled. And finally, we know young black men are twice as likely as young white men to be disconnected, not in school, not working. We've got to give more of these young men access to mentors. We've got to provide more pathways to apply to college or find a job. Help them lay a foundation for a career and a family and a better life. But the plain fact is, there are some Americans who in the aggregate are consistently doing worse in our society. Groups that have had the odds stacked against them in unique ways that require unique solutions. Groups who've seen fewer opportunities that have spanned generations. And by almost every measure, the group that is facing some of the most severe challenges in the 21st century in this country are boys and young men of color.
Repeat after me. I will not just talk about it.
I will not just talk about it.
I will be about it.
I will be about it.
I will not just talk about it.
I will not just talk about it.
I will be about it.
I will be about it.
All out.
All out.
Massive action.
Massive action.
All out.
All out.
Massive action.
Massive action.
One of the things that we all know across these United States of America is that men of color are finding a difficult time to not just enter college, but to graduate from college. Our focus here at Prince George's Community College was to look at our male student population, which is about 30% of our total student population, and really focus on what are the things that we need to do for male students, particularly students of color, to support their persistence, their motivation, their graduation, and their success within the collegiate environment.
Playing ball is a rite of passage. It's like you just got instant street credibility. But going to college, it just seems as though it's kind of odd in a way. Because I can speak for my neighborhood and my area. A lot of my friends who graduated, they either started college but didn't finish. Going to school for 4 years, that's kind of a road less traveled.
Statistically, we not designated to make it. College is not even in our mainframe after high school, even if we make it out of high school. So now that all of us that made it to this point, like they say, how do we finish?
In the community of Latinos, I see not a lot finishing or even striving to do so. And what commonly happens is that they'll aim for a job, not a career, not something they love. And they don't have someone to push them and tell them, you're great, but you can be greater.
Are we doing all that we can do at Prince George's Community College to promote their entry to college, their retention through college, and certainly graduation, walking across that stage and receiving that associate degree?
It's not something that is commonly presented to a young black male. A lot of people like to, tell them, hey, look, you got to get your money up. Oh, man, you need to be about these girls. Oh, man, you need to be riding in the latest whip. And they don't understand that you need to be self-sustainable.
Some males tend to drop out of college because they either become lazy or they want this quick money, and others, don't have the push they need to go in the right direction.
I think my greatest challenges is classes that do not relate to my major. And that kind of makes me wonder, why am I here?
We really don't understand why we're in college. And I think we lack passion and purpose for education. We've seen so many other ways to establish ourselves or make money that don't involve, or we think don't involve necessarily, sitting in a classroom and learning.
I see young men across the college every day, and I know that some are very focused and understand who they are and what they want. And I know others that we have to wrap our arms around them. I'm a firm believer that anyone who steps on this campus and goes through the registration process, the financial aid process, somewhere deep within the recesses of his mind, they understand that a college education is important.
For a lot of the African Americans, males who struggle and who aren't able to finish or complete, they don't always have the support, or they don't always have, the right people around them to help them craft their minds so that they can actually be what they can be, so they can actually find out what it is that they love, that they have a passion for.
Lack of inspiration, lack of someone in their life to tell them that they can, or that they have the ability to do something.
And how our male population were really lacking the motivation and the success rates that we had hoped and we wished for at Prince George's Community College. And Dr. Dukes, several of the administrators said, put a program together.
So here at Prince George's Community College, we wanted to start from the ground up.
We wanted to have a major focus, and I wanted both the internal college community as well as our external community to know that Prince George's Community College was certainly going to look at male students of color and do everything that we could do to help them succeed in this environment.
We were seeing some decreased numbers in terms of college graduates of men of color. And she wanted to be an advocate for change and an advocate to see these numbers to start increasing. And would I be interested in starting a grassroots program right here at Prince George's Community College?
Tomorrow's the big event. Get your crew to come out. The DMSI blast off, raising GPAs, financial aid, trying to get you some scholarships and grants, professional development, also some mentors.
He was able to talk to people all across the college and have them understand what the goals were of the program, what the mission was, and to be able to say, let's all work together because there is work to do and we have an obligation to young men in our community.
One of the reasons why I wanted to have it in the cafeteria is so that I had a captivated audience, and the full breadth and full diversity of this college would be here. So we had lots of males obviously coming up, and the things they were most interested in were trying to get information on raising their GPAs, how to successfully transfer when they're done here, how to help them position themselves for scholarships and grants and opportunities. We only recruit once a year because we want to keep that cohort tight and be able to track your progress over the course of a calendar year. So I brought a DJ out, some of my returning students from last year to help get the word out, take it straight to the streets.
So when he actually met with the young men across the campus to understand what were their needs, what were some of their challenges as they were going through their program of study here at Prince George's Community College.
Take responsibility of your own life, and it will give you the power to make changes. So your coming here today is the first step in you taking responsibility.
I'm glad I came to community college first, because I was honest with myself after high school. I wasn't ready for a 4-year.
I mean, the teachers could always see that I did my work well, but, I was always really active, would talk constantly, always had something to say. Not really negative, but just I always had to kind of, let my opinion out.
When I got to college, I learned that it's not about how smart you are, it's about how hard you work. When I would come into class normally, I would just sit there and I would actually be quiet. And a lot of times, even when I knew the answer, I wouldn't even say anything. I felt like that was a spotlight thing, and I was just I didn't even really want all that attention.
I would describe myself as, say, average as a student. I say average because I can do better, but I'm not pushing myself hard enough.
I did maybe 2 semesters here, and I think it was in my 3rd semester, I got an email saying, we've been noticing what you've been doing, come to this room at a certain time for this organization. So I went, and it was a DMSI meeting. Brian was talking, and it just kind of it was like a eureka moment, this is where I'm supposed to be.
So if you desire to become stronger in your career, financially, with your family, your spiritual life, that's what DMSI is about. And the beauty is, those who actually make it to the program, you're going to walk in every week on your own. Not because of a grade, not because you paid to be in the program, but you desire to be better.
I came to the interest session, and that's where I first saw Mr. Hammond. I'm thinking, man, he has a lot of energy. I'm kind of laid back, and he's just so enthusiastic about it, so I gave it a shot.
How you doing, sir? All right. What can I do for you? I saw you walk in. I meet you, and if you want to be in the program, if you come to the kickoff, I schedule about 2 or 3 student interest meetings. There will be an essay that has to be submitted. If you do all those things, you basically put yourself in the program.
The way I found out about DMSI is I had a counselor, and she said, hey, you should join. So I said, okay, I'll try it out. I don't have a problem. once I meet Brian and I see his energy, I see how he is and how he kind of carries himself, I said, wow, I am in the right place.
You were born for a reason. DMSI is built to manifest what's inside of you.
I went to the opening session and I was like, whoa, this could take you places and has potential. Like, this is good.
If you can bring somebody with you. Pick a slot. Pick a slot. You know, sign up for.
You have to know who you are. When you know who you are, you'll protect your body, you'll protect your mind because you know your self-worth. If you are in this room right now, it's time for you to wake up and take yourselves to the next level. That next level is going to benefit you personally, your family, your community personally. Because the power to change the world, like I said at the blast off, starts in this room right now. But I need commitment.
What's going on, man? Have a seat, brother.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because this is the first step. The DMSI will take you through a journey of learning who you are to where you desire to be. I'm trying to find out where your mind is, so if you're the right fit for the program, meaning that you want to become better.
The school system I was in did not help me. So I'm weak now in spelling and writing. I'm trying to play catch up constantly, consistently. I'm surrounded by people that has, they can blow me out of the water. And that makes me scared because I can't be successful if I can't write or spell right. And it's embarrassing. And that's something I have to deal with every single day.
I don't have a GPA requirement for the program. DMSI really is something I call a coal to diamonds program. And coal does not mean you're at the bottom of the barrel. Coal is I meet you wherever you are. You could be a 4.0 student, but in terms of transitioning through this rites of passage program, if I'm just meeting you, you're at that coal level. My job is the season I have you to take you to that diamond level. We focus on 3 things in DMSI. Number 1, academic achievement. We make sure you have all the resource you need on campus to make sure we're tackling these areas of your learning style, study habits, time management. Secondly, we also help you in terms of leadership development and then also with your career planning. Ultimately, when you leave here, you want to get an associate's?
Yes.
And then you want to go where?
I have no idea. That's the problem.
Okay. You know, if you're going to college because your mother and father kicked you out the house and said, go to college or get out of my house, you're going to spend a year or 2 wandering the campus because you don't have a connection to why you're here. But you have to have a willingness to go search for what you're looking for.
So, you know, when I started reading DMSI, and I started thinking, okay, well, here's the way I can, you know, get some type of structure, some type of guidance as to where I need to do, how to be a successful man.
Right.
So I actually like the group and I really want to be a part of it.
Okay, this is for you. DMSI is looking for some guys that are really ready to go from the person they are to the person they want to become. If that's who you are, we would love to have you in the program. All right, man, thank you for coming out. I'm glad you were here. Good luck. All right, man.
I think one of the major problems is the lack of direction. They're not told that they can achieve. They're just told that, you know, you need to go and do something. It's time for you to move out of the house. But you got to have a direction.
Some of you have never seen this before. You never had someone in your life who is not your father or a relative or an athletic director or coach of some sort who wants to see you win more than you do. Stay committed to the journey. If you do, I guarantee, at minimum, you will feel 10 times stronger. Your mindset will be sharper to make the changes you need to become a better man, a better professional, a better son, a better father, whatever your goals are. Repeat after me. I will give my best.
Give my best.
I will
give
my best.
Give my best.
I will
give my best.
Give my best. To become great.
To become great.
To pursue excellence.
To pursue excellence.
To become great.
To become great.
To pursue excellence.
To pursue excellence.
And so the DMSI program, as it is designed, helps them to go beyond their boundaries and to think as if there is no box for them. And so they begin to believe in themselves. And in believing in themselves, they are able to then finish their education here at Prince George's Community College.
So once they come on campus and they get the academic guidance, then becomes the next step. Do you have the discipline to see through the plan that you've initiated? Your academic advisors help you sculpt. Now can you eliminate the distraction? The crew at home, your lady friend, stressful parents, financial, all that is going on at the same time you're trying to be in college. So it takes that time management, and the discipline is a big factor.
A lot of distractions today that are out there for young men. Video games, cable, internet, social media, and they need a program like this to kind of help bring direction and focus to their life.
You're doing too much. You got the job, you got the girlfriend, you got the social life, and all of them want all of your time. They can't get it. Prioritize your life. Does that make sense?
I'm a good student in the sense of my activity in the classroom, the fact that I care about coming to school. I don't come to school every morning like, man, like those 10 minutes I could have had to sleep.
Some of you are creating habits of not utilizing your resources, of not being held accountable, of not identifying the things you should and should not be doing, and these negative habits are setting in like concrete.
If somebody's being lazy, or they're like, if they're lacking in life, if they're like not doing what they're supposed to do, and I tell them to get on their grind, and I remind myself, well, I'm telling them I gotta make sure I stay on my grind, because I can't be one to tell somebody, oh, you gotta do this and do that, and I'm not doing it. Why are they gonna listen to me?
And sometimes your will fall off. For me, I had to take a step back and put things in perspective. I was taking on too many projects, doing too many things that were taken away from my major goal, which is my major investment, which is school.
You have to have the discipline and work ethic to become who you're going to become. And that's where a lot of you drop the ball.
I know me, it's procrastination, but it's because when I was growing up, I just basically let it into my life. It's not something that I was born with. It was a habit. So you need to be careful with that. Your thoughts will turn into your words will turn into your actions, and your actions will turn into your lifestyle.
Your words become your actions, and your actions become your habits, and your habits become your lifestyle.
I'm very thorough, and I'm an information giver. I strongly believe that students would do better if they knew better. I don't think they're dumb. They might have some bad habits like procrastination, excuses. But if they had all the information, I really believe they would do better in their schoolwork and in life.
He was not ashamed or afraid to say, hey, I need the help. Pride will get you nowhere, guys. I want to work with you. Seriously.
I don't see enough people going to advising, and they're the ones that are here 4, 5, 6 semesters past the time they're supposed to be here. Everyone who's graduated on time and is moving forward at a good pace, they're getting some type of academic advising.
So when I advise them, I try to give them all the information they would need to know so that they can make the best decisions of what course, what direction to go with their classes, with every semester, with their study time, how to calculate it.
If you set aside X amount of hours a week to study, and you're noticing now that that time you set aside, you're not following quite so much now, you're getting weary.
Raise your hand if you know you needed help in a class and did not seek it.
When I first got back to PG, I hadn't taken math in like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple of things that slipped for me, and I thought I was real good with math, but I got that class and I started bombing and I was surprised.
Whatever your toughest subject is, you should be getting tutored right now, already. You should have someone. And if it's not a tutoring center, it should be a study group. Now, we as men of color, we don't like to do this for some reason. We don't like study groups. You know why? It makes us feel like we need help. But guess what? Everyone needs help.
The challenge is I don't think students realize the value of having, 1, their own advisor, 2, an advisor that really is concerned with their walk, and 3, how coming to see me is for them.
So if I were you, I would get my priorities together. Write this word down, outcomes. Everyone get started. So, with that being said,
to be honest, we didn't really like Mr. Hamlin when we first met him, because he did this one thing that we weren't used to, which was holding us accountable. So he always came to us and made sure that we made sure that we held to our words and said we did what we said we were gonna do.
You doing your academic classes. You fail and flunk all semester. Come in April and say, extra credit, please. Drop my lowest test grade, please. Give me a pass on some of that stuff, please. And when they don't accommodate you, you get upset. Accountability is the essence of manhood. Being responsible for all your actions all the time, not some of your actions some of the time. Does that make sense?
Just, we weren't used to that. We weren't used to men on this campus holding us accountable, and coming to meet Mr. Hamlin, he did that one thing that we weren't used to.
So why do you keep telling me, you know the last 3 conversations have been 10 minutes of you giving me excuses?
But I'm not gonna give you an excuse. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is not an excuse. It's the truth.
This is what I want you to say. I did not make time for it.
I didn't make time for it
because I didn't value the project. People make time for things they value. Yes or no?
That's true.
I don't feel like studying. What the hell does feeling like it got to do with studying? You got to study. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like being up till 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't feel like it. Yeah, but you paid the class. You paid for that. Why are you not? You don't feel like it now. You show up to DMSI, you show up to your classes, but you're not giving 100% of yourself.
I wasn't used to that. So you have this guy telling you, hey, you should do this, you should do that. And I'm like, you don't even know me. How you just gonna go on me like this? You don't even know me.
I saw the tattoos, you know, this guy is not an educator. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. And so I went to a couple sessions, sat in, and I loved what I heard. And I was at the right place in my life and the right place in my mentality to receive everything that he was trying to give me.
I see you for who you are, but I also see you for the men that you can be. I see the potential in you, and I'm the first one to tell you when I don't see you manifesting your potential.
He's gonna keep it real with you, and if you acting up, he's gonna tell you, look, bro, you acting up.
Are you gonna be in class or available? I am gonna get you when I see you. But after I'm done, I'm gonna embrace you like a brother, and we're gonna keep rocking. I'm gonna say you coming tomorrow, right? And we're good. But if you're so sensitive that you can't take a little chewing out because you messed up, once again, this is gathering of men, not gathering of boys. Oh, I don't want him to say anything to me. All those tattoos.
He'll keep it 100 with you. He'll keep it honest as if you was talking to one of the boys. But he'll still be like, I'm here for you. Whatever you trying to do, I can help you. But I can't help you unless you want me to help you. And it gets no realer than that.
I'm looking for a commitment level to their own dreams. Never before in a classroom setting, even sometimes in their own homes, are people really talking to them about their dreams on a serious level. You're gonna say your name and say what you're going to become in terms of a career. Be confident. No one will judge you in DMSI. No one will laugh at you. We are supporting you.
My name is Kevin and I'm going to become a physicist.
I'm Francis Carlos. I'm going to be network engineer.
My name is Joshua McDaniel. I'll become a registered nurse.
My name is Lakeem Gibbs. I will become a director, an editor, and a successful man.
My name is Jordan Clark and I will be the next architect.
My name is Gerardo Amaya, also known as Chachi, and I will be an electrical engineer.
We created this workshop called The Gathering of Men that we can use for just an assembly of young, strong brothers trying to make something happen. And we meet every Tuesday and Wednesday for about 2 hours, 1 to 3. Gathering of Men is when we really break down the concepts of goal building, vision, financial literacy. We talk about it all. What is your personal vision statement? What is your personal mission statement? What's a blueprint and a game plan I can help you with and the brothers can help you with to start manifesting and bring your dreams to life?
You have to be able to understand that standing by yourself, there's nothing wrong with it. People might disregard you at first, but once you stand by yourself, you stand by your morals over and over again, people are going to respect you more and more. And then you will understand who you are, because that's going to build you up more and more.
A lot of men feel as though, what's the use of me trying when you already think low of me? So I throw in there low self-esteem as a part of that.
It's a misconception.
It's a misconception.
Right there on top of your paper, unlocking. What we're doing first is we're identifying the misconceptions, and then what? Unlock the misconceptions and break free of them. But some of the young men that were attending and I was coming across weren't used to a male they did not know showing them genuine hope, genuine love, genuine desire to help them. So I remember walking up to these guys and they'd be twice my size. Like, what's up, bruh? Nice to meet you, I'm Mr. Hamlin. And they would have their hand and looking at the ground and be very timid, or would walk around me because they didn't know my intentions. And I know there was some defensive walls I had to break down, but I knew with my level of energy and how authentic I was in my approach, that one day those walls would come down and I'd make something happen out here.
I can't even lie, I came in with like a defensive wall. I mean, who is this dude? I don't really need this. It's free. You taking up my time now. You want me to take 2 hours out of my week to come sit here and like take a class? Don't give me no grade or nothing.
The time has come to get away from the excuses. Help me out. Slide me in. Hook me up, brother. You want to earn. You want to be overqualified to walk into that door. Does that make sense?
We come every week. We talk about our struggles. We talk about our successes. We talk about how we can get forward and how not to pull ourselves back each week. Like, he gives us knowledge and guidance from experience. He also brings other speakers in. I knew that was where I was supposed to be. It was just that simple. Like, my whole inner being, soul, body told me, like, this is for you. This is how you're gonna grow.
When you say these I am statements, say them with strength, say them with power. This is the base of our whole year of development.
I'm a champion, which empowers me to rise above obstacles that come my way.
Ooh, good.
I'm a firstborn male, which empowers me to lead mine and the next generation of my family.
Woo!
I am a shield, which empowers me to protect others that I hold dear.
I am a son, which empowers me to succeed in my career, to sustain a good life for me and my family.
I am the leader and master of my own life, which empowers me to make my life what I desire.
Wow.
I am a writer, which empowers me to craft images of my inner and outer world.
Woo!
The transition to manhood was big for me. I mean, I felt the academics, I could get that, but as far as that, going from like a boy to a man pretty much, that was the deciding factor for me.
When I say the word manhood, what do you think of?
Being able to supply for yourself.
Ooh, self-sufficient, write that down. Self-sufficient.
Being a man and knowing your faults.
Okay. Coming to grips with your challenges, coming to grips with your strengths.
It's important to benefit from your abilities and learn to make the right sacrifices in life.
Men make sacrifices, self-sacrifice.
Self-regulation, having control over yourself and then the choices that you make, because like you said, they do follow you the rest of your life, and those choices are like small forks in the road. You know, you choose the wrong way, you go down the wrong path.
Show up and show out. Stop telling it, do it. So actually doing what it is that you're seeking to do rather than talking about it so much.
I love it.
Dedication. Whatever you guys want to do, you have to be dedicated.
Manhood is patience, preparation, and release.
When you think about being a man, it's the sacrifice, it's the accountability, it's the servitude, it's knowing that when you come into the situation gets better because you're there.
Clap it up.
As a college student, you do need your academics, but you also need that social bonding that you get from a DMSI program that kind of leads you through. When you understand that all these other guys in here are struggling with the same issues you're struggling with in the classroom and outside the classroom, it lets you know that you're not alone and that you have people here to help you and guide you.
Even though a lesson or subject may not directly apply to you, you must always learn how to apply that to your life.
Yes.
Because I feel a lot of the issues that a lot of men of color fall into comes from the simple fact that they don't think their voice is being heard or respected or accepted.
When you meet with me, write these things down. We're talking about your passion, career planning, and life.
These men are able to come in and learn skills that aren't necessarily taught, in the classroom, but are well needed for life. Things like resumes and making portfolios.
Why would it be to your benefit to assemble something that has your professional, personal highlights, everything in it? Why would that help you? There's certain things I know you guys have done that you don't think to add on your resume because you don't know. that it really shows you're qualified, but you just didn't think to put it on there. Update your resume.
Things like how to dress.
You want to come out of the house and get their respect, clean it up, suit it up, tie it up, and they say, oh, well, this guy's not lazy, but you might be lazy, but you don't look the part. So either you front it or you keep it real, but at the end of the day, you gotta decide how you present yourself to the world.
Relationship issues, dealing with the stigma of having a felony conviction. So, you know, as far as like looking for jobs and whatnot.
His sentence was originally 25 years, 25-year sentence. How long were you in? 7 years. Adam came out and relatively soon after him getting to Prince George's had like a 4.0 GPA and spoke at last year's DMSI conference. Adam came out with what I told you some of you guys are missing, urgency. I don't have time to waste. So me and him talk about all the time, don't we, on one-on-ones. What are you doing to make sure that you have an answer for them when they say about that incarceration? So how is someone who's been locked up for 6 years of his life, threatened to do 25 years, how does he come out doing better than you? Because you've created a comfortable space that you're in where nothing is urgent, nothing matters, but this was going to happen. Sooner or later, that's going to tumble down on you like a house of cards.
If anything, they just need more voices that actually care for them, and not just voices that are from the family, but to me, the voices that I value most are the voices of people who don't have to be there. Those people who they can come in and say, I don't have to be here, but I care, and I see you care, let me help you. Those are the voices that I value most.
Brian would bring other people in to talk to these young men in a good, safe, and confident environment. And not only could they talk about them, they could receive information, wisdom back.
Or just discuss, you know, how did you get here? Because I'm dealing with these issues and I'm trying to get over those. So how did you get over yours?
They have problems, everybody has problems, but to be able to sit down with a mentor or just be able to hear the words that I care about you. I want you to be your best. I mean, that's just so important.
This thing called college, it's something that you can't do alone. It's you need mentorship, you need guidance.
The people in it, they push us to do better. They want us to do better. You know, they're like parental figures that some of us never had.
But here's something that I learned from this group, and it really helped me to understand where are my young brothers at. And one of the things that I heard out of you is, in spite of the difficulties that you had, you still move forward.
Whatever you want to do, and anytime you come and you talk to me, I want to know, what's your plan? You got to have a plan. That's part of manhood.
There are times when you will fail at certain things, but that's an opportunity to look at that and see what you really want to do. That's just something that you didn't want to do.
So oftentimes the elders have the answers that you need. They've been down the road. Now, they're going to give you that information, and oftentimes you're neither going to agree with it nor understand it. And the reason why you will not agree with it or understand it because you have not yet grown to the maturity level to understand what it is that they've given you. Clap it up for the mentors, guys.
I would say I grew up in a single-parent household, my mother and my sister, so I looked for that male role model that I didn't have. There are men of color who have fathers in their lives, and they might not necessarily need DMSI as much, but for me it was something that was irreplaceable that I couldn't find anywhere else. There's nothing like that male opinion, that male voice to give you the guidance that you need and hold you accountable for your actions.
It's putting me in front of the right people as far as exposing myself out there into the business world and then getting ready for the school year that's coming up.
Comparison by putting you in the gym where people battle. That life is a game and we're playing to win. What does your winning look like? Write this down. If you don't know what victory looks like, it's hard to fight for it.
Looking at life as a game, there's different aspects, so you definitely got to have a coach. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. Everybody needs a mentor. You need a team. You can't really do it by yourself.
What I learned today was always be ready to be battle tested. Just being ready to fight and for your dreams, of course. It helps you understand that it doesn't matter what is going to come at you, the adversities, the trials and tribulations, but the fact that your mindset should be changed so that way tomorrow could be a better day is just amazing.
Basically what I took from the group is that as a young African American male, if I want something bad enough, I have to sacrifice, and I have to have a hunger for it. I have to have a drive, dedication, and that's what me being in DMSI represents.
This is about you. If you can't give yourself 2 hours of concentrated focus out of a 7-day week, you will become an ultimate failure.
You gotta be willing to get all the help that you can from mentors, teachers, and you gotta make sure that the people that you hang around are good people. You as good as the company that you keep.
The main thing that we was like talking about today is basically improving who we are, making us a better person, like and a better individual, you know, one that chase after things that are greater, our dreams basically, because those superstars made sacrifices to get there. And in life, you're gonna have to make sacrifices if you wanna get to where you gotta go.
Gentlemen, I cannot take you there by the arm and take you to your goal. What I can do and what DMSI is designed to do is to plant some seeds in your mind to make you start to think differently about, are you prepared to live your dreams?
A lot of guys don't put in the work ethic, not because they don't know, because either they're scared that they can't do it or they're just too lazy to do it. So what's going to separate you is the discipline.
I enjoy these conversations. I enjoy this time because it helps me shape up what I was and make me shape up into what I can be.
The game of life is real. And if you don't educate yourself, guess what? You're not playing to win.
So I'm gonna have to go on my own and take a hold of my life's vision and, you know, get myself set up so I have a checklist of things that I need to do, I need to complete in order to, you know, be set up for success in the future.
Bridge the gap. That was a concept that I always had thought about, but he just made it so much more clear. Bridge the gap simply means looking at the person of who I want to be and looking at who I am now and simply just bridging that gap, doing the things that I need to do in order to be that person that I want to be. I never really thought of it like that. I just thought of, well, I just got to be that person. I always just thought it was just going to happen instantaneously, but no, I have to bridge that gap, cross it over, and it will be hard, but actually it won't even be hard. It's just going to be a challenge, not hard. I don't like it hard.
Come to school with just something I was pushed into doing, but then coming to DMSI, I wanted to. The more I came to DMSI, and the more I learned about myself and the organization, the more I wanted to come to school and the more I wanted better for myself.
It helps you strive. It helps you say, you're here, that is where you are now. That doesn't mean that's where you stay.
All you gotta do is just show up. You show up to those meetings and it's like a burst of energy right then and there. It's a recharge.
DMSI!
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 Oh yeah!
Oh
yeah!
I feel like that information in DMSI is so vital for me. It kind of like speaks into me that I can't miss it every week. It's only once a week. Like I wish it was more times a week.
I'm just glad I joined. The resources, the advice, the support, the family-like feel from your brothers, it's just been wonderful.
One of the things I know for certain is that DMSI sends the message, you're not alone. I'm here with you. I will encourage you. I will cheer for you. I will support you. And I will even nudge and push you because I believe in you.
Brother, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're a dedicated person. When I see you grab a hold of something, you grab a hold of it. So anything that made sense today, start to use it in your life. Anything you and I talked about last week in our one-on-one and it makes sense to you, start to use it in your life. Not everything at once, but whatever makes sense and little change you can start doing, do that.
And that sends a greater message. It shows that the college has a vested interest in the lives of our young African American men.
My desire for the men in this program is they see that within themselves they have the power to do anything that they set their minds to.
You can accomplish great things, but until you believe it on the inside, nothing's going to manifest on the outside.
Whether it's scholarships, whether it's your career, whether it's internships, he kind of gives us a little bit of everything. So I would say it's kind of like, it's a family, you know? I think that's the best way to say it's a family.
Pop open your email.
Neither, because I don't want to get booked up.
I got you.
All that sleepy time.
Blaming too, man. You keep them sharp.
And a song. Huh? Right? All right, I'm gonna pray on it too, B.
All right? And keep that smile, bro. That smile will get you a lot of places.
It means a lot to somebody outside of just my family who wants me to do good and wants me to strive for the best.
Who doesn't need a good, strong family environment around them, and being their cheerleader, keeping them motivated, keeping them informed with everything they need, all the tools for success.
They can be whatever it is that they strive to become because they have the ability as long as they don't quit and give up.
I had one semester where I really was going to give up. I was just gonna drop my classes and I'll figure something out. But a lot of the brothers in DMSI would always talk to me, ask me what's going on, and I would be open about what was going on with me. We would talk about it and then give me some advice on how to deal with it.
Challenges are gonna come, whatever passion we might have, so therefore be ready for them, attack them as hard as you can, because there's a benefit beyond that challenge.
And if you persevere, meaning it's not gonna come overnight, which means you have to really stick into it, and you really have to believe that you're gonna succeed in whatever you're doing.
That there are a lot of individuals out there today that have gone on to do a lot of great things, and it's important that our young men have an opportunity to talk to them and hear their testimony personally, ask them questions so that they can continue to feel that it's real what they're trying to attain.
You know, you really get exposed and get experience with people who have already walked the path that you want to walk.
There have been speakers, platforms, and panels where these young men are sticking around, where they could hit the doors and go hang out somewhere. They're sticking around to ask questions. They want to know how they could be connected to you. They ask about information that you presented so that they can follow through and study more themselves. We're sparking something somewhere.
I love telling the guys my stories about going to a 4-year, quote unquote, the green grass that we all think is on the other side after leaving this 2-year institution, telling them all the ups, the downs, and all the experiences, and telling them what to look forward to.
Something in here is going to be for you if you're open and receptive to it.
I want to tell everybody, like, your path is your own. Like, if you graduate at this certain time and you get a job at this certain time, like, don't worry about outsiders and other people. Because your path is your own. So that patience and that perseverance will sustain you during the long run. So that's what we told you.
Very good. Next.
Be willing to accept and understand and grow from adversity. Be willing to allow things to challenge you, but be confident that you was able to understand the adversity that you might be challenged by, so you're able to continue to be you and then grow from it and then move forward from it.
One thing I have to make very clear about DMSI is that you will only get out of it what you put into it. The gentleman who had the highest amount of attendance had the best grades, and they were moving through college at a swifter pace. They were successfully moving forward. The mid-level guys, you saw their grades drop. The ones who weren't coming at all didn't have really great improvements whatsoever. If your outcomes are anything less than a C, you're doing something wrong. D's and F's are not acceptable. You have to do something different. That's why we're writing down the steps.
I got an 80 in geography.
Okay. What do you have left in terms of assignments, projects, or assessments?
My plan for that is to study from a longer perspective. I'm trying to at least study it a little bit each day, so I have a stronger memory and a stronger understanding of the subject that the test is on, to better execute on a higher grade for all the tests.
Okay. We're going to really map this out. I want you to have a full-fledged game plan for closing out the semester.
I do it with a schedule. I say a schedule, I'm talking about putting your sleeping all the way down to dinner and then sleep. So imagine everything from maybe 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning to 12 a.m.
When you leave today, you'll have something in your hand that says, this class, this grade, these projects, these are the steps. And you'll have it right there for you to follow. No more guesswork. You'll close it out on a blueprint plan. Does that make sense? We're moving forward now, guys. Get back on track, get back on focus. Don't forget, once a month, I need you on one-on-ones with me, right? Sign up in the office.
DMSI has had a positive effect on the male population here at the college. The men have been able to come together in a safe environment, a place where they feel they can share, they can be themselves, they'll get direct responses and real answers.
It allowed a place for me to come and feel safe and discuss with other people like me who had dreams.
Today's whole topic was closing out the last 30 days of this semester strong. End of the day, guys, I can't be with you. I can't go home and press you out, study, study, study. It takes your discipline, your dedication. And the person you let down if you don't do that is a person that looks you in the mirror every morning. It's you. I want you to close the semester out strong. You need help? Go get it. You need some more studying time? Go find a partner. Go to a tutoring lab. 30 days, maybe say 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. I will. I will. I will. I will. I will. I will. Close out strong. Close out strong. 30 days.
Young men should get involved in this program because it really helps you out. If you don't have no one to talk to, as a man, we always try to bottle all our emotions up and just stay inside. You act like you don't want to talk to, you don't want to put your business out there. With this brotherhood of fellow men that you have together here at DMSI and at Prince George Community College, you can express everything how you feel on things, with relationships, with family, with loved ones. Anything you're dealing with, you can talk to them because it's going to be here and it's going to stay here. And it's also going to motivate you to become a better man in life. It teaches you leadership. It teaches you self-confidence. It teaches you everything about life that you need to be a man right now and to graduate from the program and to excel into your manhood.
You're making lifetime friends. Those mentors are invaluable. I'm still connected to people that I've met in those workshops.
Everybody needs guidance. No matter where you are at in your life, everybody needs guidance, and this is the perfect place to get it.
I think if you come to college and you just expect to get a degree and graduate, you're kind of being a little naive. I think there's more to college than just a degree, and I think DMSI is one of those programs that'll truly show you that that exists.
This dude is telling you everything that you need to hit, everything that you're supposed to do. You just do it. Oh my gosh, like, just do it. People don't understand, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. In the period that I have been at DMSI, it has totally changed my life. Before DMSI, I passed my classes, but I didn't take school too seriously. But then I joined DMSI and I started studying. I started reading books. It just totally changed my life. Like,
it gave me the confidence because it's like a reiteration. Like, you know, you have this talent, you have this gift mentally. So don't don't shirk away from it. You know, you're gifted. God gave you this for a reason. Embrace it. And when I started to embrace my love of bettering myself, my love of education and growing at Prince George Community College, I think that really helped me.
DMSI is helping me in college in seeing how I can take school and maximize on the potential and the opportunity that I have.
Write down who, where, and what do you want to be in 5 years?
Well, I want to be an established actor working in both stage and film who is known for incredible range and versatility.
This is the thing. If you don't love what you do, you're not going to fight the learning curve. You're not going to become better. You're not going to strive for greatness because you don't love what you do. So if I can get my young men to be attached to something they love, I know they're going to be successful because they love it.
Currently, I'm studying broadcast journalism at Bowie State University, and in DMSI, one of the biggest things that I gained from it was learning my passion and learning how to build my skill sets to create the life that I wanted with my passion. And really understanding, you know, skills and a purpose.
I'm majoring in engineering. And when I put engineering on that paper, engineering was just a word on that paper. I didn't really know what to do with it, or I didn't really know what to expect from engineering. But through DMSI, I was able to network with people who's majoring in that field. So now I got a clear vision of what engineering is and what I want to do with engineering.
I saw people that surrounded me and support, you know, my dreams, my goals.
Our role as college educators, as professionals, is to help move them along that journey so that at the end of it, they have achieved what they came here to achieve.
I wish the young men who are in DMSI to have ultimate success, but it needs to be defined on their own terms.
Just reach for your goals. Dream big and reach for them.
When I first came here, I didn't really have that much. My mindset was just to get my 60 credits and leave. No sense of a major, what I want to do. But now, since I've joined the Diverse Male Student Initiative program here at Prince George's Community College, I want to graduate with honors at University of Maryland. I want to get into corporate America as soon as I graduate, and it's just so many goals I have. I just hope I can get to them all.
You spend all your time only in class and never preparing for a career, you could end up like millions of young people that have college degrees and are unemployed.
Young men tell me all the time, had it not been for Prince George's, I don't know where I would be, but what they want to do is make sure that they're in a position to give back to those who gave so much to them.
I was someone who was just looking to come to college and go home. If it wasn't for DMSI, I wouldn't have graduated and I wouldn't have got through the University of Maryland.
Went to the University of Maryland and graduated from there with a bachelor's in finance. I'm working now. I was out of a job for a year. Came to Hamlin's office. Through my ups and downs, he supported me. Just everything. He's been there for me my whole entire life. Like I always told people growing up, without a father, I lost my father early in my life, and he's somebody that's looked out for me like a brother.
People that were in the program before me and have transitioned into four-year institutions and keeping in contact with them have more or less made it abundantly clear that four-year institution is the most logical next step. Why stop at 2? Go for the 4 and maybe more.
That was one of the greatest days of my life, just to see my mom's face. It was just classic. It was priceless. I wouldn't change it for the world. Associate degree now, back to the grind to get my bachelor's.
I think that what's needed for the continued success of the Diverse Male Student Initiative is, one, we need to really look at data. And what the data is telling us initially is that these young men have persevered longer in college, their grade point averages are rising, their retention rates are twice the retention rates of our average student population. And what we need to do, quite frankly, is to put resources in the program that will allow us to scale it up, to serve more than 500 young men, that now we need to serve 1,000 young men or 5,000 young men.
A retention rate that's almost 40% higher than the average student. That right there is amazing to me, that these same young men that so many negative stereotypes are surrounding, they can't do this, they can't do that. You put these young men in an environment where they feel safe, loved, inspired, and convicted to do all the things they say they can do, and look what happens retention-wise. The numbers go up. So to me, it's not rocket science. If you believe someone can do something, give them the tools to do it, 90% of the time, they're gonna get it done. DMSI was designed to be a powerful stepping stone, a powerful support mechanism to get you where you want to go.
We have something special here, and it works. We're leading the way. We're on the cutting edge of this dynamic of how young men can go forward.
So the program has impacted our young men in 3 ways. It has empowered them to do better. It has motivated them to achieve greatness. And it has uplifted them so that they will know that they can do greater things in their lives beyond Prince George's Community College.
What's your name, sir? Okay, introduce yourself, man.
We need to get the word out across our community that Prince George's Community College is an institution that cares about the success of the students who come here. And this is a program where we can demonstrate that we care. I believe that programs like the Diverse Male Student Initiative are needed nationally because we understand the national attention that we have on post-secondary education, the need to educate more young people who can take on the jobs of the future, who can be businessmen, entrepreneurs, scientists, researchers, teachers, doctors, lawyers, young men who can serve as role models for little boys who are coming up after them, so that this world is a world that, quite frankly, recognizes the talents and contributions of everyone. And that's why these programs are important, because these young men have magnificent things to contribute to this economy, to this county, and to this nation.
Some of these young men, I guarantee if you keep track of them, they're going to change some things out here in this world, and I can't wait to see that happen.